What is up, guys? It is KFC, and we are back on the YouTube making train here to go over this war that we just had against this Russian clan, a 66-63 victory for us. Go ahead and take a look at the stats here real quick. Actually, it came a pretty close war there at the end. 17 3-stars for us, 13 for them. Looking at the map here, they 2-starred all of our Town Hall 11s and 10s and got 2 triples. And then they had a bunch of bully attacks. They sent a bunch of Town Hall 10s down on our Town Hall 9s to kind of get these 3 stars. So it made it look like it was a little bit of a close war there. For us, 1 star there on that Town Hall 11 by me. And then 2 stars kind of down the board with 2 Town Hall 10 triples. 1 was a bully attack by me. And then a triple there by Sandman on their 9. And then we got most of the 9s cleared up. So this is going to kind of be a pseudo-war recap video. This was our first ever fight night. And so for those of you that don't know what our fight nights are, they were some people in our clan were randomly assigned bases of equal kind of toughness level, and they went head-to-head kind of on who got the better result. So I'm going to cover the Town Hall 9 attacks in this war. So you might actually see some fails. We're going to start off here. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to do it without spoiling what happens. So I'm just going to kind of, I won't tell you who I'm looking for here at the moment. So maybe it'll be a little bit of a surprise. So we're going to start off with our first matchup, which was going to be, I clicked the wrong one, trying to be all sneaky so you guys didn't see the results. So we're going to start off with the Han Solo Dolo versus Kamal matchup, a matchup that people felt was very strongly in favor of Mr. Han Solo. And so we're just going to go ahead and find it here. So we're going to pick this matchup up with the second attacks. So this attack was one that Kamal missed on his first swing, got a 91%, and Han Solo was coming in for the cleanup. So let's go ahead and watch what Han Solo does here. So he does know what is in the clan castle. He's bringing a shattered Go Vaho here, kind of on this very symmetrical base. In his post-fight interview, Han Solo complained that both bases favored Kamal because of ground expos. My response to that, sir, is that you're a little bitch, and you need to learn how to hit perfectly symmetrical bases without complaining about them. But here we see the shattered portion started, and if I didn't spoil it already by showing you the result in the War Events tab, I certainly probably spoiled it by calling Han Solo a little bitch. Poison goes down there on that dragon. The shattered entry is going in, but both of those golems, super low health. Those ground expos lock on. Absolutely devastating. The golems are already in golemites before the ground expos really even get going there. Some Valks over there hit a double on the left, and Valks can survive a double, but if they don't have a heal on them, they're not going to last much longer than that. So those Valks on the left, unfortunately, are going to peter out pretty quick. He pops his King's ability here. He's got 2 heals in the bag currently. Another heal spell there goes down on 5 or 6 hogs. And those Valkyries now are going to kind of truck back around. So at the moment, it looks like the attack is going decent. However, what's going to end up happening here is he's going to end up running out of heal spells. There go the hogs underneath a single bomb, which is going to be no worries. But as they enter kind of this final area over here, they are going to need another heal spell, which he does not have for them. And the attack is just sort of going to peter out here. And that's going to be all she wrote for Han Solo's first experience on TGF Fight Night. So Han Solo goes 0 for 2 on his 2 attacks. Kamal was 0 for 1 on his 1 attack. And so Kamal's attack on 21 was for the win. And so how this basically worked was if Kamal did not 3-star the base, it would go to the judge's scorecard. And if he 3-starred the base, it was going to be all over. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at Kamal's attack. So once again, this was an attack that was already known by Kamal, who always takes the full fucking 30 seconds to look at the base here. So gets a nice little funnel getting going there with a couple of minions. Archer Queen down right in the middle before the wizards are even deployed. So go ahead and get that nice easy funnel creation. Looks like this is going to be a cold blood. No, sorry, it's a shattered. Lalu, nice jump spell there is going to let him into all the compartments he needs to get those 2 air defenses down. Nice early poison spell comes down by Kamal, gets the dragon and the enemy Archer Queen. Those ground expos, by the way, are locked on to his kill squad as well, so it does the same kind of effective thing that they were doing in Han Solo's attack. Golem there, about to burst into Golemites, but he is going to lock onto that air defense, and then this queen is going to lock onto an expo, and then she will turn her sights over to that second air defense there. It's a nice early jump going on his lava hounds here, so just a very clean attack so far by Kamal. It's the first time I'm really watching it. One hound pops pretty early, but he's got loons kind of trailing in from behind here. Third and final lava hound comes in now to go over that final air defense as those balloons take care of that other air defense that the first hound was on. And then he's got some trailing balloons over here. Unfortunately, this cannon was left up over here, so all those balloons now are going to have to travel all the way over there. Let's see if he makes up for that by dropping a wizard or an archer or something down here, since now the balloons are not going to end in that direction. He does drop an archer over here. The wizard went over here, so the only thing that I would have kind of cleaned up for this attack would have been to drop the wizard down here by the lab, just to kind of facilitate cleanup a little bit better. But it looks like he's got tons of pups running around. Completely overpowered attack. Very, very, very clean. Great poison spell on the dragon. So with that, Kamal is the first person to advance in our TGF Fight Night. He defeats Han Solo Dolo 1 3-star to 0, and he's going to move on to face the winner of the Danny for the win and G-Bay matchup here. So let's go ahead and kind of take a look at that matchup and kind of see how it played out. All right, so moving on to the next matchup, we had Danny taking on G-Bay. And so I'm going to start off with Danny's 3-star here on 18. So here was the base that Danny ended up getting here for his attack. So he's going to come in with what looks like Cold Blood approach here from the bottom. As you can see, he looks like he's bringing a cold-blooded loon with 18 loons. So not even going to use much of a funnel at all. Going to kind of use his Archer Queen to help create the funnel. Very unique design there by Danny. Poison Spell goes down nice and early to capture those Valks and some ground skeletons in them. His Barbarian King is already in there. He waits and waits for the ability, waiting for some of those smaller units to go down. Also, there's Valkyrie in there, so popping the ability a little rough if the Valkyrie locks onto the Barbarian King. So both the air defense and the Archer Queen are still up, but his Archer Queen is going to take them both out. And as soon as they do, boom, here come the Lava Hounds here. They're going to be coming in from the left side, and he's going to be going clockwise here. And so a couple of early haste spells goes down to propel his loons kind of in here. Rage spell then goes down. Those loons took a really, really awkward path, and they're going to kind of dance all the way around that air defense here. They're going to go every which direction other than to that air defense to get off. So a little bit of a rough start here. But when you have a cold-blooded attack, obviously you have a little bit more leeway when it comes to the air portion. So he still has 3 hounds up and only 1 air defense to go. So at the moment, he's probably just hoping for hounds to pop at this point. And by the time that last air defense goes down, there are still 2 lava hounds up. And he's got 1 haste spell as well in the bag. So for as sketchy as that initial air opening was, certainly a very dominating attack with a swag haste spell in the middle. And that was going to put the pressure on G-Bay to kind of get it done here. So we're going to go ahead and look. G-Bay actually missed his opening attack, which I believe was on, let me see here. So G-Bay's opening attack was an 82% there on base 14. And actually, no, let's go ahead and go to another one. So G-Bay missed 14, and we're going to review that attack later when Twex and Edgar kind of go at the base. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to my team. So sorry for the spoiler alerts. So G-Bay went ahead and went in on base 11. Now, this base was already 3-star by the time that G-Bay went in. This was the base that either Twex or Edgar, I forget who, was assigned. I think it was Twex that was assigned this base. And basically what G-Bay needed to do is he needed to 3-star this base just to get a tie against Danny. That would have forced kind of the judges to make a decision on the card. Unfortunately for G-Bay, we're going to fast forward through this portion a little bit here. Go ahead and create some funneling with his Valkyrie there. Lava Hound pops out of the clan castle, gets a nice jump spell down. That spell placement, though, is going to cost him there. That heal spell just doesn't quite capture enough Valks. He's got his Hogs coming in now from a counterclockwise direction, but everything's going to sort of peter out. AQ over there, no heals on her, and the entire right side of the base is going to be left up. So, unfortunately for G-Bay, took a swing at a pretty tough base. Now, it was 3-starred ahead of him, so he did have a pretty good replay. Unfortunately, though, was not able to get it done, and that's going to be all she wrote there. So Danny, with his 3-star on 18, is also going to defeat G-Bay 1 3-star to 0. So that sets up our very first championship title match for 2 weeks from now at TGF Fight Night 2. So the matchup is going to be Kamal versus Danny FTW for the Featherweight Championship next week. So let's go ahead and get to one of the most interesting matchups of the evening. It was Edgar going up against Twex. And this one, both competitors got at least 1 3-star. So let's go ahead and watch this. This was Edgar swinging here. Actually, let me go ahead and back up. Let me do this in the order that it actually happened. So the first thing that happened was Twex here on 11. And we did just see G-Bay swing on 11 and miss with Twex's replay in front of him. So let's go ahead and watch how Twex got it done here. Twex showing absolutely no fear, throwing some minions there to create a funnel in face of a sweeper. Gets a nice funnel created here. Shattered entry. Earthquake is going to open up a decent chunk of the base. He gets the Earthquake there to kind of open up this L shape. The Valks go down. Double gets tripped there. Valkyries are doing a decent amount of work. Hogs now kind of going to get trickled in here from around 6 o'clock. Still has a heal spell in the bag. Boom, there it goes. Trips that double there, kind of one at a time. Luckily doesn't trip the other half of the double, which is going to allow his Hogs to kind of all stay alive. And he just absolutely annihilates this base. And with that, he actually went up. There goes that final bomb there. With that, Twex actually went up 1-0 in his battle against Edgar. And it was kind of up to Edgar to respond. And so Edgar then went in on base 10 with this attack. So Edgar here bringing Quad Quake, 2 Rage, 2 Haste, Shattered Laloon here on Mr. Alastis. So Edgar here is going to start creating a funnel with a minion as well. Quake is going to open up all 4 air defenses in that compartment. Now, a Lava Hound does pop out of the clan castle. I'm sure Edgar was hoping for anything but a Lava Hound, given that he had his AQ there in behind. And so while it is a shattered entry, it looks like he is hoping to get a few more air defenses just because he brought in those Valks in the clan castle. So it doesn't have the traditional 3 Hound approach. And he's going to use that last remaining air defense to kind of anchor his Lava Hounds in this attack here. So both Lava Hounds now are at low health. He's got 8 Loons in the bag with only 3 Archer Towers and 2 Wizard Towers up. Tesla pops there, which is always a little scary for balloons. But he's got 2 balloons left for the backside. Boom, drops the haste spell and gets those absolutely taken care of. So Edgar responds to the challenge. He 3-stars the top Town Hall 9 So between Twex and Edgar, they actually both fresh hit tripled the 2 top Town Hall 9s. Both clean-looking attacks. I got cleanup working from both ends of the ring here, and Edgar and Twex are going to go to the final base tied up at 1-1. And so the base in question here was base 14. It had been hit 3 or 4 times before. How many times did it take us to get base 14 down? It took us 6 attacks to get it down. So by the time that Twex hit it, it had already been hit 4 times. And so Twex and Edgar were both kind of assigned to it. And let's go ahead and watch here. This was Twex. He went in first to try and get this attack done. As you can see here, replay ends in 36 seconds. You know what that means. It means either rage quit or it means the world's quickest max Town Hall 9 triple. So you're going to be seeing something really cool either way. His level 30 Archer Queen goes down there at 12 o'clock. Giant goes into the hole to go ahead and grab the CC lure. A bunch of minions pop out here. The poison is going to go down to try and slow down these minions, I believe. No, it does not, and that is what's going to cost Mr. Twex. Ability goes off, but not in time. Those minions chew through the Archer Queen, and the rage quit happens. And I believe that Twex actually rage quit. He wanted to save his healers' lives. One healer got chewed through by those minions, and he just wanted to stop the bleeding man. He couldn't see more healers die. It just wasn't his style. So good try there by Twex. Just a little misexecution on that walk. Now, for those of you, those subscribers out there who are not familiar with the Fight Night theme, the percentage that you get in your second attack does not act as a tiebreaker. So if Edgar were to go in on 14 and fail, the judges would score the attacks on 10 and 11 to see who would win. So Edgar here had all the pressure. If he got the 3-star, it was over. And if he did not, it was going to the judges. And as you can tell by the spoiler alert already imposed by the war map, Edgar is, in fact, going to nail this triple. 2:49 on the clock, so it looks like he had like 11 seconds to go. He's going to be bringing an AQ walk here. This looks very similar to an earlier attack that was done. Jay Sweezy did an attack that had a 97%. But Edgar here really showing his development as a player. Did a shattered Laloon for his first attack and is going to be doing a Queen Walk Go Vaho here for his second attack, both on some of the top Town Hall 9 bases. But in is going to come the Queen. We're going to speed up this walk portion here because the Hound is now going to come in, or the Hog is going to come in and grab that CC, which is full of minions. A couple of poison spells go down there. Also almost loses his Queen to that CC full of minions here. But boom, boom, did they go. Drops a Golem in that hole there, along with a couple of Valkyries, and they're going to kind of burn through those Teslas there. Nice heal spell goes down to protect his Valkyries and get those Teslas down. His Archer Queen, unfortunately, did pass away here with just too many point defenses on her and didn't have a rage spell for her. But he's got plenty of heal spells now for those Valkyries that are over here. Nice couple of loons there. Are going to take out that Archer Tower, so no need for anything, no other spells kind of over in this 9 o'clock compartment. So he's still got 2 heal spells in the bag and 7 hogs, so I'm going to assume that we're going to see an early heal spell here kind of on this group of hogs. Boom, there it goes, just barely clips a few of those hogs at first. So very, very nice kind of orchestrating of that spell placement. And then finally that second heal spell goes down nice and early. To going to go ahead and grab these final couple of towers, and that is going to be all she wrote for this attack. And Edgar is going to be your first person in the welterweight division to make it to the championship match. Edgar defeats Twex 2 3-stars to 1. So a nice 6-star war by Edgar, the only person with a 6-star war during our fight night. So that goes to show 6-star wars probably going to win more often than not in our fight nights. So now let us go to our main event of the evening. If I had a stronger Bruce Buffer voice, I would do it all upright. So we're going to be watching 2 attacks that did go to the judges' scorecard. So we are going to be watching Jake's attack on 12 and Mr. Awesome's attack on 17. So I'm going to go ahead and there's no spoilers here, really, or no surprises here, I guess I should say. Obviously, there are spoilers. So as you can see there, Jake does get the 3-star on 12 and misses 22. And then Mr. Awesome gets the 3-star on 17 but misses 22 as well. So both of them finish with 1 3-star. And when that happens, it's judges' scorecard. So what we're going to do here is we're going to watch Jake's attack on 12 first, and then we're going to watch Mr. Awesome's attack on 17, and then I'm going to give you all 3 judges' decision and declare a winner here. So I'm going to go ahead and narrate Jake's attack. A couple of minions go down here on both sides to kind of create the funnel. A little bit of a slow starting funnel here, but there's a reason for that. So as soon as this elixir pump kind of gets ready to go down here, boom, there go all the Valkyries, and he's going to kind of go in here and kind of take everything out with his Valkyries. Hound pops out of the clan castle. Jump spell is also not connected to this compartment, which was, I believe, by design, because that heal spell is going to get full value, and then that second jump spell is going to lead them to the rest of the base. Barbarian King's ability goes off. He's going to kind of now jump out in front of those Valks, which is nice. Level 30 Archer Queen there, sniping out that compartment with the help of a few Hogs. He's got a couple more Hogs here trickling in on the back end as those 2 Archer Towers are distracted. So that's going to give him some value there for those 3 Hogs. Got some more Hogs here coming around on the back end. He does have a few skeletons chasing his Hogs at this point. Got a little bit of a Tesla farm here, and surprisingly enough, usually Tesla farms chew through Hogs, but he has so many Hogs left over that they're actually going to make really, really short work of this Tesla farm. So for those of you out there watching that are looking to learn something, this is the reason why when you sprinkle in 3 or 4 Hogs and a Tesla farm pops, it's a huge problem. There's not enough momentum for those Hogs quite to make it through. But when you've got 15, 16 Hogs and even no heal spells, they will chew through a Tesla farm pretty quick, especially one position like that with no spring traps as well. And Jake going to take this base out. It looks like he is also going to have a swag poison. That Lava Hound, I don't believe it's ever going to pop. And there goes the swag poison there on the gold mine. The Lava Hound pops at the last second. So that was Jake's attack. That's what he threw out there for the judges to score. And so let's go ahead and scroll down here to Mr. Awesome's attack and watch this. And then I will give you the official decision. All right, so Mr. Awesome coming in here at this base. He's also going to create sort of a funnel here. Got a couple of nice corner archers on those huts, both for funnel creation purposes and also just to kind of make sure he's got everything cleaned up there. Golem goes down with some more wizards to create his funnel. Wall breakers there dance around the mortar shell and the wizard tower, so very nice there. Archer Queen is sniping in behind his golem, and that golem, as soon as that Tesla goes down and the golem shoots and gets out in front of the expo, poison will go down nice and early, and then boom, there's that trailing king and those trailing Valks. Possibly a little early on those Valkyries, just because that queen probably hadn't locked on yet to the CC. But either way, the spell placement on that jump spell, great. Heal spell goes down there. Only nabs a few Hogs there because those other Hogs are going to kind of trail all the way around it. So I'm not sure if that was by design or not. Now keep in mind this is a fresh hit. Another heal spell goes down there, I believe, for the Valkyries. And boom, they're going to start chewing through this compartment. A couple of more Hogs get sprinkled in on the backside over here. And so at this point, he is out of troops and out of spells. And so going to get a little fortunate right here as those Valkyries chew through that expo. Boom, they're actually going to path across the double. And that's going to save the bulk of his Hogs, which kind of trickled around the outside. Springtrap goes off there, only gets 1 Hog. He's got a Wizard down nice and early over here. And then very similar to Jake's attack, he's going to have a swag poison spell as well for this base. And going to clean it up with plenty of time remaining. So, those were the 2 attacks. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the official decision, and then I'm going to give you the judges' comments as well. So the original judges for this contest were myself, Pico, and Tread Easy. That being said, Tread Easy unfortunately had to take this war off, had a situation come up at work, so he was replaced as a judge by Lucifer Law, as the leader of TGF Rising. And so it actually came down to a split decision. Two judges went for Mr. Two judges went for Mr. Awesome, and one went for Mcusername. So the winner of the final contest is going to be Mr. Awesome. Sorry, I spoiled it there for a second. I was going to go judge by judge, but I need to get my Bruce Buffer talents down. So congratulations, Mr. Awesome, on your win. So Pico voted for Jake, and then Lucifer Law and myself both voted for Mr. Awesome. So I have the comments here from the other judges. So Pico said of the attacks that he liked the no golem entry by Mr. Mcusername. He thought that Mr. Awesome got a little lucky by not hitting that second double, whereas Jake was never in trouble of hitting a double, and just overall thought that Jake had the cleaner attack. Mr. Awesome, Lucifer Law said that Mr. Awesome he thought had the better attack. He left little to chance. He said both attacks did not have perfect spell timing, but Mr. Awesome had less trouble with his spells than Jake did. And then myself, I also voted for Mr. Awesome. There was a couple of key points during both of the raids, and since I have the ability to show the raids on YouTube, I'll go ahead and guess I'll kind of point them out here. What I really, really liked about Mr. Awesome's raid was the control of the entry. So I do like the fact that he used not only the golem, but he used really, really great wall breakers there just to the left. He knew exactly where the mortar shell was going to land, and it just had a picture-perfect entry there for eventually kind of funneling his Valks into this base. There was really one key thing that really got to me when I was watching Jake's attack on 12, that I could not score him the victory here, and it was the exact opposite of the thing that I just gave Mr. Awesome praise for, and that was the entry. So as we watched Jake's entry here, the thing that you have to keep in mind with Jake's attack is that it is a fresh hit, so he does not know what is in the CC, and so that jump spell goes down, and then a boatload of Valkyries come out, and so right here is really the moment. All those Valkyries are out in front. There's no golem to protect them. You don't know what's in the CC, and if anything other than a Lava Hound comes out of the CC, this attack is absolutely dead. If the CC has 3 Valks and a Wizard in it, it's dead. If it's got all Wizards, it's dead. If it's got a Dragon, 2 Loons, it's dead. 15 Minions, it's dead. The only way that this attack succeeds is if a Lava Hound comes out of the clan castle, and Mcusername did not know that there was a Lava Hound in the clan castle. So to me, it just left too much to a fingers crossed for me to give it the victory. So because of that, the way that I scored the fight was pretty even actually across the board for the rest of the criteria. So I don't think any of the judges used the actually official point given scorecard. I know that Pico went through the steps, and I went through the steps as well. We looked at the entry, we looked at the cleanup, we looked at the true placement, spell placement, but everything else seemed to be pretty even across the board. Cleanup was pretty even. The spells on both people could have been a little bit better, but the troop deployment was pretty good across the board. It was really that entry that really nailed it there for Mr. Awesome. So that sets the stage in 2 weeks for some championship matchups. So we are going to have Mr. Awesome taking on Edgar, and we are going to have Danny FTW taking on Kamal for their respective championships. So that's going to be the coverage of the Town Hall 9s for this Fight Night video. So please let me know in the comments what you thought of how it was covered. Unfortunately, like I said, there was no way for me to not spoil the results just because, unfortunately, they all just kind of come up here. And if I go here, they also kind of come up. So no way to prevent spoilers, unfortunately. But I hope that I gave the competitors the coverage that they deserved. And Han Solo's a bitch. All right, so signing off. Thanks, guys. Catch you guys next time.